Okay. Hello, friends, family, and followers that are my boy. So, take two. I just attempted to do this video a moment ago. There was a few issues that my system was hitting. Apparently, Kali, the directory got moved, and the so it wasn't loading properly, and OBS needed me to refresh the Windows box indicators. So there were just a few things that just were not immediately going. Um, I had a plan for how I was going to come back from vacation. I did not intend to make a drama video uh, as my first video back from vacation. So the reason why I'm doing so, though, is there is a crazy thing that just happened. I'm sure many people here have heard about the Minnesota ICE shooting, where an ICE officer had shot a lady who was supposedly attempting to hit him, as people claim. I do not believe that's what happened, though. So I'm getting the video footage here. Make sure this is showing. It looks like it is. Ew, ads. Sorry about the ads. Oh no. It's not muting. Thank you. Where's my skip? There's a skip. Stupid AI shit. Speaking of AI, speaking of AI, I am going to be showing a conversation I had with an AI. Yes, oh my gosh, so terrible. AI, I just said stupid AI as well. How hypocritical of me, how horrible, whatever. I mean, the thing is, though, it brings up information that is much quicker. It's faster for Grok to bring up information than it is for me. It did a really good job demonstrating that Grok has clear bias in the situation with Elon, who is supporting both Trump and ICE officers with this situation, both of them being the pro ICE, despite the fact that it is clear that the ICE were at fault. And you just saw there. I'm gonna bring it back for us. So you see here, okay, they're actually showing stop. I want to show uninterrupted video. You see, he easily stepped out of the way of the shot. It was really easy for him to sidestep that shot. The vehicle. It was too easy. Too easy. And the main thing for me, see if I can get to the proper footage that shows it. He does two more shots even after the vehicle is cleared. Uh, this was super blurry. They're trying to say, "Oh, look, he got hit." I'll show it properly. Oh, look, he got hit. Look, he was hit. No, he was not hit. He moved. He stepped back and out of the way because the vehicle was moving that slow. I want to see it unpaused. I don't want it to be paused. I want the straight up the video footage showing what happened. I don't care about people talking. Right here, maybe. Slow-mo's fine. As long as they show it without a pause. He walks up out of it, straight up, gets out of his vehicle, walks up, and so you see the first shot there. You see a second shot there. It's not showing more shots. Let's make sure. I could have been mistaken this entire time about the two additional shots. I hope I'm not. Yep, two more shots Okay, it's in the audio. That's what it is. Two more shots as they're driving away. That's not fear. You don't clack, clack, clack as they're driving away because you're afraid. Now you're doing that because you're angry, or you're doing that because they're getting away and you want to stop them. Okay, that was the main thing I wanted to show, and I want to clip that actually. Let's try and find a better. New details. Is this the same thing? Yeah, same thing. C10. Okay, you're not showing either. Yeah, I should do these searches on. I can. I'm gonna do this where you guys can see me doing the searches. Give you something to watch. Minnesota. I never know how to spell that word. Minnesota. Minnesota. Uh, Minnesota. See if we can get a good one. Close Firefox remove. Preserve what little RAM I can. A dinky computer. Okay, whoops. Oh well. It's fine. It's not showing me what I want anyways. I don't want news clips right now. I just want the video footage. Uh, stupid ads. Does that have it? It's like a 20-second incident, by the way. It happened so fast. Uh, Come on. Okay, let's see if we get it here. Okay. Um, okay. Okay. So that was a clear stopped and go. You saw he easily sidestepped out of the way of the vehicle. He was not. He wasn't even moved. The vehicle wasn't moving him at all. Even if it did brush him, it was not enough at all. I did an analysis with Grok. Let me see if I closed the other one. Now I'm going to open it back up. Um, so I think that Grok had stated that that make and model per factory's testing It can go from 0 to 60 in 6.9 seconds, and that calculates to about 8.69 miles per second of acceleration at most. And it was determined that per I can't remember what the study was, but I can bring it up in a moment. I'm not gonna. It's not gonna be easy to show on screen, but I could read it off for you. Per AAA, per AAA, risk of severe injury is low, below 15 miles per hour. Uh, Injuries from car pedestrian collisions can occur at speeds as low as 5 miles per hour, potentially causing bruising, falls, or minor harm, depending on factors like vehicle weight and impact. Risk of severe injury is low, below 15 miles per hour, with AAA estimating that the risk of severe injury is at 10% when you 16 miles per hour. So per AAA, the probably about the lowest factor of risk is 15, 16 miles per hour for a 5 to 10% risk, with the risk rising sharply by 25% at 23 miles per hour. So an additional 10 miles exponentially increases risk. That's why I exponentially lowered risk at less than 15 miles per hour, because that's how acceleration and speed works. The since this vehicle, Perk Rock up here, the Honda Pilot SUV has a 0 to 60 miles per hour at 6.9 to 7.8 seconds per car and driver. I guess they said in Edmonds. I don't know what an Edmonds is. I guess that might be with the road factor. But so that the quickest it can get to 60 miles per hour is at 6.9. And you can divide 60 miles per hour by 6.9, indicating that per second it accelerates at about 8 points. Well, Grok insists 8.7, but I put down 8.69 because that's what the actual calculation comes out to. 8.6, actually, put it down. No, I see in one of my posts. 8.695 or something like that. So at most, within the 1 second that that vehicle was accelerating while the officer was in front of the vehicle, at most it could have been going 8 miles per hour, 8.5, 8.6, 8.9, whatever, at most. And the risk of severe injury under 15 miles per hour, which is double that speed almost. 8 doubles to 16. So at double the speed, it was going half the speed. It had such low risk of severe injury that the guy was literally able to step out of the way of the shot of the vehicle. And on top of that, and this is real cincher to me, he shoots the lady from the side and then from the back as well. As the vehicle had already passed him, he's still shooting it. That is not fear, or that's not fear of risk of injury. That is not self-defense. That is 100%. He is just shooting her. Um, I'm going to look to see if I can find. Not look to find. I'm going to make. I'm going to see if I can clip this. Where is the clip? There used to be a clip option on YouTube. Built-in clip feature. Doesn't have a clip button, so I'm guessing it has to be enabled probably. So whoever. See if there's a website. Mm, I don't see a clip option. Google. All right, third party it is. Right now, I'm mostly just extending right now for content. I'm probably going to go look at the Osmongold thing that Osmongold posted because he's a piece of shit now. I hate the fact that he made a post supporting these people who shot this lady. I can bring that up actually real quick. Let's see. Somebody clipped Osmongold doing it, and they were talking in support of Osmongold, but I'm utterly disgusted.
He had to just barely get out of the way. Right there. She's moving forward.
You saw.
He had to just
It was
barely
not so
get
easy.
out of the way. He barely got. If he hadn't moved, she would have run him over. Watch the tire. See, now the tire is moving forward. You see the tire.
I can agree with that. If she had not moved, she would have probably pushed him a little bit, but it was nothing. All he had to do was step. All he had to do was step. See, he didn't actually show the clip there. I didn't see his actual screen though.
Forward, right there. You're
It's not
trying to
spinning.
run over that officer. You are. She doesn't
You're
give a fuck. Plus, if you're next to a car like that, you can hear it when it starts accelerating. You know what? You actually bring up a great point. I hadn't even thought about this. But the police officer who was in front of the car heard the wheels accelerating. And yeah, absolutely, he's going to pull out his fucking gun. That's a great point. New picture
no.
of the bullet hole in the windshield, so clearly shot from in front of the car. Here we go. And you can see right here.
That's irrelevant. We saw two additional shots, one from the side, one from the rear as well. The shot from the front doesn't matter. It's just, okay, fine, he shot from the front because he was fearful. Okay, perhaps. But then the additional two shots. Why the additional two shots? That's the problem I have. And even still, it was way too easy. He did it without could have easily moved out of the way of harm without making a single shot. It was just not necessary at all. And Osmongold defending it, and you could see the wheels spinning. No, no, they were moving forward from slight acceleration. It wasn't even going 2 miles per hour. It's ridiculous. It disgusts me. I used to think Osmongold was just like, okay, he's a little annoying. He goes around, he talks shit about people, he does his thing, whatever, cool, make your money, dude, whatever you're gonna do. But this is disgusting. Disgusting. Okay, go back to the clip. I don't want to do that. So, not this one. Do I still have my record? I think I have a program that will handle this. Screen record. I do. Cool. Let's use that. No? me to reinstall the program. Let's see. This is a decent program, by the way. Wait. Whoops. I don't want to do it on this guy. I'm going to delete that actually. I want to do it on my actual computer. And I have to look at what that is later. That's why they forced a DLL delete, probably because they have a new version and they wanted to force people to download the new version of the program. I don't know why they would do that. That's kind of questionable, but it's not a bad program. I've been using it for a very long time. I don't know what change they made, but I'll take a look. But it's been good so far. It puts itself in startup. Disable it right away. I have something called IOBIT Advanced System Care, and it tells me when there's changes on my computer. It tells me when, like just now, it told me that Screen Record had enabled it as itself as a startup program. That's not abnormal. A lot of programs do that. My VPNs, I'm going to disable this now, actually. Logi Download, I guess, did that. Riot puts itself as a startup program. I think, yeah, Riot is a startup program right now. Ring Central. What is questionable is this. Maybe it's because I have two versions. Ring Central comes up twice. Yeah, it's just program being weird. Okay. Stop Steam. VPNs. Epic. Turn all this stupid stuff off. I've looked at this in a long time, so it's nice that I'm seeing what's here. I think that does it. Let's click refresh. See. I hope it lets me take a look at all the startup programs. I only have my Central now, and it shows me in startup programs that want to start up when the computer turns on. Microsoft Teams, I turn that off. iTunes, my VPNs, my Internet Explorer, just dumb stuff. Like, no, go away. I don't use you. I don't need you. I don't want you taking up my RAM. Go away. And so it lets me turn it off. Has data optimizing, has cleanup. Show you guys real quick, actually. Okay. Yeah, right here. All my startup stuff. I can go through and I can tell it, nope, 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 stop, nope, nope, stop. Ring Central is my phone app. I use that for work, my normal job. And so leaving that on is kind of important. There's been numerous times that I'll fall asleep while working, or I won't. I'll be doing something else, and then suddenly my Ring Central start ringing, and it's because one of my coworkers, uh, they decided I didn't turn all my things on in time, and probably didn't. Like I'd be 10 minutes late for actually starting work, and my coworker will switch over to where I'm handling calls now, and I'll hear the ring sensor start up. And I'm like, oh crap! I should have been working right now. Thank you, whoever switched me over, and I can go over and I can jump on the phones and start handling them finally. Mm, one of the downsides of ADHD, I tell you what, services, yes, the most more startup stuff. Turn these off. System like VPNs. Don't need all that stuff there. Scheduled. System start schedule. Need Firefox or none of this scheduled crap. I hope it's fine. Okay. Yeah, so that is all the startup programming, and that is, yeah, I hope it. Check it out. Enjoy it. Now I go back to trying to find the. Sure, I don't screw this up. Kelly. Nope, that's not it. Is it terrible though? VirtualBox? Nope, that's not it. Uh, Come on, which one are you? Close a couple of these because they're adding selection clutter and it's confusing me which one I'm looking for. See if that helps. No. All right, I'll just do this. So one thing I've figured out how to fix for window capture is it doesn't update normally. So there we go. Sometimes I'll have to remove the current Windows capture source that the node that OBS has, and I'll have to make a new one, and then it'll show me the current Windows again. Okay, what are you doing? All right. I don't think this is it, but I'll try it. No, I don't want to sign up for stuff. Everybody's like, sign up, sign up. I'm gonna have to dig around and find one that has the option to make it short, or a clip, because for some reason most of these videos don't have the option to clip them. All right, so that'll be it for now. I mostly just wanted to rant real quick about how bullshit this situation is and how disgusted I am by Asmongold. Um, to show a quick clip, like you can clearly see the cop made those excessive shots that was so unnecessary. You could clearly see the cop was not at all in any danger. I could probably show you real quick what Grok said. Let's bring that up real quick. So, let me do this. Hide that for a second so I can log in. X.com. That'll make it so much easier. Check for sanitization. Yeah, should be okay. Okay, and sign in. What email am I using for this? It doesn't matter. Okay. Wait, I know what it's doing. Let me do that. There we go. And first try, you guys saw nothing. Literally, you saw nothing. Okay. Hey, get to see my X account. So I'll bring up this conversation. Any day now. There we go. So I came in here and I saw this guy trying to get responses from Grok about the situation. It's the shitty freaking clip that I saw from that person about Asmongold. This person replied with, "Are ICE agents trained not to move out?" They said, yes, the ICE agents are trained, potentially moving vehicle, minimize risk of injury. Yes, sir. This aligns with broader DHS and laws. I'm not sure what DHS stands for. Cells don't think they are in danger. So this person was trying to make the argument that because he was walking up to the vehicle, there was no threat. He did not feel any threat from the vehicle. That's an erroneous argument, honestly. That's not the situation that occurred. As we saw, it wasn't that they perceived the vehicle as a threat when they were moving to it. They perceived as a threat when the person was attempting to flee from them. Which is why Grok didn't give them a very helpful response to what they were looking for. Graphic. This person. So Grok, I noticed that it was very apparent Grok was avoiding answering questions that did not align with the federal narrative there. So I stepped in. I was like, Grok, does it sound like self-defense when the guy shoots a woman from the side and from a rear angle? And that doesn't sound like self-defense to me, but I don't know. Does it sound like to you, Grok? And Grok replied with, federal reports state the agent fired from the front in self-defense as the vehicle accelerated toward him. Local officials and experts reviewing footage argue the car was turning away with no imminent threat. The shots continued as it passed. The image shows another agent at the side. Body cam release may clarify investigation is ongoing. Okay, I didn't ask about the shot from the front though. So I said, that is not what I asked Grok. Does it sound like self-defense when the guy shoots a woman from the side and at a rear angle and she's moving away from him? Does it, Grok? And Grok, of course, then replies again, federal reports and video analysis from DHS and breakdowns indicate the agent fired in the front through the windshield as the vehicle accelerated toward him, claiming self-defense. Okay, but Grok, you seem incapable of answering a simple question. Does it sound like self-defense when the guy shoots the woman from the side and at a rear angle as she's moving away from him? Based on witness accounts, this is Grok now, based on witness accounts and video analysis from sources like NPR News and BBC, descriptions and shots fired from the side of the vehicle accelerated away suggest that may not align with self-defense. Okay, so there are reports of it, and those reports indicate it's probably not self-defense. Thank you, Grok. So, presenting that line back, Grok, is it self-defense to fire into a person from a rear angle as they are moving away from you? To be clear, there are circumstances I can absolutely see being justified as means of self-defense. If there's somebody's broken into your home and they're running from you, perhaps they're running towards knives, perhaps they're running towards an advantage point. Perhaps they're running towards somewhere that gives them some kind of additional edge or advantage than they currently have. I believe that at that point, you are justified to end them before they become a greater threat. I can absolutely see that. That is not what was happening here, though. Just clarifying that. So, Grok. Grok said, in general, self-defense laws require an imminent threat of harm. Firing at somebody from a rear angle as they are moving away typically wouldn't qualify per legal experts analysis cases presented via ACLU and Department of Justice guidelines. In this incident, the footage confirms the vehicle was accelerating away. It may not align with self-defense, though federal reports claim otherwise. Good for federal reports. I don't care. We clearly saw in the video there were 3 shots. We heard them, we saw them. Nearly every account shows them. 3 shots. Two of them, not from the front. Only one of them was from the front. Then I asked Grok, what is the minimum speed a car would need to drive in order to injure a person if it collides with them? The Grok then replies, injuries from car-pedestrian collision can occur at speeds as low as 5 miles per hour, potentially causing bruises, falls, or minor harm. Minor harm doesn't sound like imminent threats. Bruises does not sound like imminent threat, depending on factors like vehicle weight, impact risk. Risk of severe injury is low, below 15 miles per hour. With AAA, I presented this information earlier, with AAA rating that there is a 10% risk of severe injury at 16 miles per hour. And it exponentially, as presented here, it exponentially goes up as the speed increases and exponentially goes down as the speed decreases. Represented here, okay, 15 miles per hour seems like the minimum for a severe injury. What is the acceleration rate for that vehicle in the original post? And Grok then says the vehicle in the incident is a Honda Pilot SUV. Typical acceleration for recent models is 0 to 60 in 6.9. And I did the calculations for that, putting it at 6.9 or 8. Yeah, 6.9 means that the 8.6 per second of acceleration. Grok then comes in with his correction saying it is 8.7, not 8.6. And I presented, of course, it sounds like you're kind of being biased here, Grok. I mean, it's actually, I presented here, it's actually 8.695. So 8.695, which is why I put 8.6. Grok did reply to this, and I'll go ahead and load that up for completion, just so that I can say that showed the entire story. And Grok says, I appreciate the clarification. The 8.6 versus 8.9 is a minor difference. Indeed, it's trivial, whatever. And of course, Grok goes back to trying to defend the situation with the ICE agent, but he goes, he's now being more neutral because I clearly demonstrated that there is discrepancies and flaws. So it would be harmful for Grok at this point to continue to show that bias, especially since I mentioned bias. He's like, oh, well, can't be biased. But yeah, there you go. There's that. That's where I got a lot of that information from. I got the videos, complete analysis. There's just absolutely no reason for what that cop did. The cop. There is video footage that shows. I can show that one. No, no, that gets a little too graphic. I think you could actually see after the cop, the car drives away. People go to check on the lady to see if she's okay or not, and the uh, the ICE agents then arrive and push everybody away from the lady. You do not see them starting to administer aid. They just push everybody else away and isolate the scene and call for an ambulance. So the lady, who may still potentially be alive at this point, there's still a chance. Some people have survived gunshot wounds like that before. The ICE agents prevented people from giving her aid. The entire situation's fucked. And I absolutely am happy. And it's shitty because I think that there was some legitimacy behind ICE agents being down there. I know that they're trying to crack down on some daycare thing and some drugs thing, whatever. I get that. So they had a legitimate reason for the most part to be down there handling ops. It just, they got stupid about it. And now they're being driven out because they did something really fucking stupid. And I'll close it out there. I think I've talked enough. Hopefully I haven't bothered my neighbors. Um, yeah, I'll figure out the clip thing later because I want to show that nice little moment right there, where you can clearly see the officer is able to easily get out of the way. Show, hey man, this is no excuse. There's no fucking excuse. Just own it. Fucked up. Own it. That's what people are supposed to do. Nobody's above the law. Not cops. Not Trump. Although I guess technically Trump can be above the law if he pardons himself in most cases, except for impeachment. But just own it. Just own it. Okay, closing myself out.